and then we'll get going on the show.
Hello, Vancouver.
Hello.
Check,
Hey.
check, 1, 2. Check, cash, land claims. I want my land back. Yes, you are unceded territory. I'm a First Nations person, and we're here to celebrate BC Bud Day, to fight for some of the amendments, even though it's legalized.
That's not legal.
The weed.
That's not legal.
It's not legal. I thought it was legal October 17th, 2018. But hey, welcome everybody, and let's have a great day. As I said, you're on unceded territory, so let's try to clean up after ourselves. It'd be nice to keep the park clean. When we came here, we cleaned it up, but yeah.
And no fires.
And no fires. But I want you all to have a great day. And light them up if you got them.
We got pocket ashtrays
And
in the booths.
I want my land back. I'm just kidding. I love you guys. Here's Neil again. But keep the park clean.
Right, thanks, my lord. And yeah, there is a concern about fires. That was the concern of the park board as well. If you're going to smoke over the grass, be very, very careful. Don't smoke cigarettes over the grass, please. Otherwise, you can smoke on the pavement, up on the sidewalk, in the parking lot. You can smoke weed. I know we're all going to. I'm not giving you permission. I'm not the organizer. But I know that's going to happen. I just want us to be responsible so that we don't have something bad happen that reflects badly on us. So as landlord said, and thanks landlord, I appreciate that, keep the park clean. Let's have a great, safe day today. And let's help people get access to cannabis, because that's what this has always been all about, is people deserve reasonable access to cannabis. That's what they don't have with legalization. Legalization, you're paying higher than prohibition prices for weed that's been irradiated or sprayed chemically to kill microbes, that doesn't have the same medical value that the regular cannabis, the green market has, because they don't care about the medical value. Radiating it, spraying it with chemicals to kill microbes, that all deteriorates the medical value of the cannabis. They don't even have high-dose edibles. And the most medical thing about cannabis, of course, is the edibles. The edibles are what sick people need, what people that are in serious pain need. Lots and lots of people need high-dose edibles. For our part, with the Cannabis Substitution Program, we're here today just over there. We provide high-dose edibles to people that are struggling with addiction to opioids and other street drugs. Because high-dose edibles can get you through withdrawal, and high-dose edibles can offset the use of those other hard substances where smoked cannabis can't. So people need access to high-dose edibles. People need access to cannabis that's reasonably priced. It really is just another fruit and vegetable and herb that is provided by farmers and growers for people in our society. And none of that stuff costs more than $10 a pound. So let that sink in for a minute, as we're paying at $10 a gram, over $4,400 for a pound of cannabis. And that's only because of government corruption and interference. And that's why we're having our event today. That's why we have all of our events, is to protest those laws that make cannabis unreachable for the daily users and for the people that are sick and suffering and want to get off opioids. And that they're still using our taxpayers to waste our police resources to go after people who are simply growing plants, using plants, wanting to help other people get plants. And there's still a prohibition on those people. There's increased enforcement on that. There's increased penalties for that as the government tries to protect their own monopoly. And all of this is very wrong, very costly, and well worth a protest. So let me just check and see. We got, you ready to play now? All right, we got some tunes for you. That's what you want. Let's have a great time today. Let's have a safe, fun event. Keep hydrated. Don't let a fire happen. Call your friends. Share out this event. Get as many people here as we can. This will be a great day today, right on the ocean, right on the beach. This is a fabulous place to have an event. Let's let everybody we know about it and get their butts down here if they can. All right, have as much fun as you can. Let's carry on with music.
Let's go. I want to check out some of these booths. We're setting up over here. Soundboard there. Got a few booths over here. Got some here. Tell your friends, come on down.
All right, and our first musical DJ is Socrates.
There you go. Lots of stuff. T-shirts, hats. BC Buds. Good. BC Bud. Look at that stuff. Oh, look at it. You can actually come down here and touch and smell your bud. Not like the government stores. Yeah, there you go. Well, this is live, so they're going to come down. Come on down. Be here for 420. We got edibles. Say edibles. Edibles. Hey, there you go. We got cotton candy.
Yeah, cottonmouth candy.
There you go.
20 grams a scoop.
There you go.
Containers for $25.
There you go. There's letting everybody know. Got some more booths down here. There's Landlord. Yeah, these guys pay the rent. They're charging you for a pop. Oh my gosh.
Hey, you see the cotton candy?
I see Dave's here. There we go, another booth. What do you got? Oh, lighters and stuff. Nice. Come on down. We're going to be here all day. Oh, we know you. Hey, Robert, how are you doing? Hey, Baylor, how are you doing? And the lady?
That's my daughter.
Oh, nice. Robert's daughter. And what are you selling? Neverland iced tea. Nice. All right, come on down. Get some iced tea. And this is the last booth. Oh, we know who you are. Oh, no. Trouble's here. Hey, ladies. How you doing? All right. Yeah. Come on down. You got lots of time. It's only 12:08.
We're just getting started, guys.
Yeah, we're just getting started. Make sure you're down here. Tell your friends. Share this out. See you, ladies. And then we got some more over here. Got the beach. Got the beach.
I can't hear you.
There's some appropriate smoking going on. There you go.
Yeah.
BC buds. And then we got a couple more booths down here. We'll just do a little walk down here past the beach. And yes, in case you have the munchies, we got the booth open today. They got hamburgers, they got hot dogs, they got popcorn, pop, chicken, or chocolate. Lots of munchies. Ice cream. And then we got some more booths over here. Oh yeah. Make sure you share this out. Please and thank you. All right, a couple more booths over here. We got the cannabis substitution booth with Neil. There's Neil's booth. There's Carly and Jimmy. Give a wave. Yeah. And we got more over here. Got some more edibles. Pot squares. Nugtella. Nugtella. That's cute. I love it. Another booth being set up, and another one. So come on down, everybody.
At that time, the cannabis laws were put in a 6-month state of dismay, which I'm sure you know is they basically became illicit laws at the time, which is why they had to legalize cannabis in the first place. At that time, Trudeau was trying to become president, or prime minister of Canada, and so he utilized that opportunity of needing to legalize cannabis by the Supreme Court's engagement to actually push for the legalization of cannabis, and he legalized it in this way that we have it now. My statement is that the way we have legalization right now, the Cannabis Act as it stands, does more harm than it does good for the average Canadian citizen, because it's $15 a gram, which is not, as the Supreme Court has said in the first place, reasonable access for somebody like a homeless person, somebody like somebody on MS, somebody like somebody on cancer, those people who actually should be using cannabis for a part of their life that they can benefit from.
Government should provide us medical service,
as a medical service,
right.
or for at least a low barrier access, right? We have programs that
are daily users, they need access.
We have programs that we work to help produce that are trying to strive for low barrier access. And you have Cannabis Substitution Project, which has been here for 4 years. They've been working to bring low barrier access.
Is this your organization?
That's my organization.
That's the Cannabis Substitution Project. Vancouver Canada. We started at Robson Square. We were giving out medical. Why is have we had our conversation? Is there a reason for a paddy wagon?
No, you're not getting arrested. The city's really busy, and then just because there's a big group here and there's only 2 of us, he's the only one available that can come.
Okay.
You're not going to need backup with us.
Just for our safety.
We're really cool people, man. Nobody's got bats or sticks or anything here.
I can understand why, but
that's part of that. I mean, you guys are just doing your job. It's part of my job to, at the end of the day, if that's where it goes, then I'm the one that's here for you guys.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll come down. I'll fill out the paperwork. I'll be there for you guys.
So my plan is just to relay this information to my boss, and then so she's gonna relay it to her boss, and then they're gonna make that decision.
It's gonna go up to the guy with the 3 stars on his shoulder with the glasses. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, so they're gonna make the decision, and then I'll let you know what's gonna happen. I'll let you know the park rangers are okay with the protest, but they're just more concerned about the stage and the generators.
But they always are.
Well, they're worried about this. They've been worried about. They're worried more so about their complaints.
Yeah.
And I can't help that they complain, but I can't.
I'm just telling you why, what their concerns are.
I can tell them how to mitigate those complaints. I can't help those.
Well, they said they got a noise complaint. I mean, that's just future noise because we haven't made any yet.
I'd love to work with it so that we can talk to these buildings, but I don't know how to go about doing it.
So these people have like morning wake up
Cannabis
anyway?
Van City Canna.
I don't have any trouble today.
Van City Canna, C-A-N-N-A.
We started on the art gallery steps. We gave out. We had 500 plants. We gave out 64,000 clones in 2 months.
Oh wow!
Over at 2015. That's what started the Robson Street Market there. Was those clones? We gave out to medical patients before it was legalized, and we said we were going to stay there until it was legalized.
Okay, so I've been one of the main organizers of 420 for the last 20 years, so we know all about doing things.
So I'm just going to repeat back what you told me, and then just let me know if if there's any information I'm missing that's critical.
Yeah.
But basically, you guys are organized here today as a protest, to protest against the current legislation in place that is a barrier for people that are in need of medical marijuana to not be able to access it. And this is essentially, are you guys selling marijuana or?
There will be sales here. That's what it's about.
But only to 19 and above.
The protest is that people can't get it.
How much are you guys selling it for?
Our main
$4 a gram over there.
$4 a gram.
$5, $6 a gram. Low barrier access, not the 15
I've got
gram.
free stuff. I got free
So the main goals are medical freedom. We do not want to feel second class to unjust regulation. And we want to see free weed for medical needs, equal rights for everybody to smoke weed, grow weed, and sell weed.
Like I only get $1,600 on a disability. I got to pay $950 out for rent. How can I buy government weed?
Let me just point one thing out with the sales of cannabis, right?
Yes.
One of the biggest things is the sales of cannabis. Is everybody in the sales of cannabis for the last 90 years, in the eyes of the law, are seen as criminals right now.
Right.
And that is unjust and wrong. It's
See you soon, Michelle.
At 420, we have 750 vendors. They're all still criminals with legalization.
The main thing is that these people have been around for 90 years with this cannabis, whereas the government's only learning over the last year. These people have experience that they should be leaning on and utilizing, and they can't be using that experience when they're locked out of the system in the first place.
When you guys set up the booths, is it like a standard where everyone has to sell at a low barrier cost?
No, everybody can do whatever they want. There's no sales, there's no space, there's no reservation of booths. It's just, this is an open market.
We just make sure that everybody's 19 years of age and older.
At 420, we do have vendors.
This vent costs me about, out of pocket, a lot of money, but it doesn't cost any single person here any money.
Other than what it costs them to
planning to have live music and such.
Yeah.
Speeches.
I'm bringing it to the community as a service to the community, right? I'm trying to create an environment so that they can stand on this environment and enjoy themselves.
I totally understand. What I said was accurate, right? Like I'm not being misled. Okay. So I'm gonna go give my boss a call, and then she's gonna make a couple phone calls, and I'll just let you know how they wish to proceed, and I'll communicate.
My name's Adeline, by the way.
Adeline? Willie.
Nice to meet you.
Neil, nice to meet you.
We do as well.
Right, I'll be right back.
No problem. Thank you, Willie.
We do have a bunch of reserved spaces, and we do charge for those booths to pay for all the stuff.
Yeah,
But there's also hundreds of booths that come that don't pay if we don't charge. We encourage that. It's always we always want to have a free Sunday at a time and not have barriers. But we do want to
charge because the event became so expensive.
Oh no, it's becoming expensive here. I mean, we're gonna have to ask people to donate, but I'm never gonna make it a business aspect. That's the main thing. This is not a business. This is a protest, and we are gonna stay behind it.
And one of the things we're protesting is the lack of being able to sell cannabis and not to widely sell cannabis here.
Okay, sounds good. I'll be right back.
Thank you guys so much.
Hope you have a great day.
If you need anything more, please let me know. I'm walking around mostly. That's my dude over there.
Mine is right over there. I'm just around the corner, kind of substitute the program.
The big dab bar is me, but I'm just going to walk around. If I see you guys coming up, I will come and see you.
So it looks good so far. The police are going to come back and let us know what the big bosses are saying. I will probably be back with another broadcast soon.
All right. All right, here we go. Oh, cannabis, the sacred plant of peace, with healing power, it helps our eyes to see, and with glowing joints, we make the points that the true north should be free. And with wise red eyes, we criticize the war against our family and favorite tree. Oh, cannabis, their drug war's a bust. Oh, cannabis, we stand here high and proud for thee. Oh, cannabis, the sacred plant of peace.
Happy 420!
Thank you all very much. Light them if you got them. Let's send up a smoke signal without burning the grass. And we're upset we're not going to take it anymore. We don't like being second-class citizens. We should be first-class citizens because we're the ones who found the tree of life. We're the ones who figured out what the smart drug of choice was. Well, I don't know. We can argue that again. A drug is anything that alters your mind or whatever. Drugs are good, man. Drugs aren't bad. In fact, there's no good or bad drugs. There's just drugs. Drugs sitting on the table. They can't do nothing. They're not good. They're not bad. They're just right there. If somebody picks it up and uses it, then it all depends on how they use it, what the dose is, what the reason is. In the right space, with the right dose, the right drug is a wonderful thing. There's no good or bad drugs. There's just potential good and bad relationships with drugs. But drugs have been around for a very long time. And what do we use drugs for? We use drugs to help us feel better when we don't feel good. Or we use drugs to try to feel great when we just feel bored. Because human beings and other animals too, they like to get high. They like to have a little adventure of the mind every once in a while. They like to think differently than they were thinking before. And they don't want to be told they can't do it, or they're going to do it even if they weren't going to do it anyway. That's human beings. That's what's going on here. It's been going on for thousands and thousands of years. And cannabis, as a drug, has both of those things going on. It will heal you from most of what can be wrong with you. And if you don't believe me, just go to DuckDuckGo and put in endocannabinoid system, and you'll have your mind blown if you didn't already know that your body makes cannabis all by itself. And what does it do that for? Those cannabinoids, those chemicals that your body creates that are identical to the cannabinoids, are used to regulate your entire body and all of the 15 systems that run inside the body. We share that with all the other vertebrates on the planet. That endocannabinoid system, that's why they called it that, because they found out there was cannabinoid receptors in the human body and these other bodies, and that's why they had to name it the interior or endocannabinoid system. Cannabis is seriously medicine. It'll also help you feel fantastic. You can hallucinate if you eat enough edibles. You can green out by smoking too much of the concentrates. You can get laughing your head off high on some of the better flower out there. Cannabis is an amazing substance, but the medical side of cannabis is the important one. We make cannabinoids in our body to help maintain homeostasis, to go out and deal with inflammation, to deal with pain, to deal with all the things that aren't right in our bodies. It's medicine. It's the most powerful medicine on the planet. There are other plants that have cannabinoids. Hops, that they make beer out of, has cannabinoids. Peppers have cannabinoids. There's a bunch of other garden this plant. That's the plant that has them all. But cannabinoids, of us, they're what we use to heal ourselves and to feel good, and no government should ever have prohibited it, ever. But they did. They prohibited it with the criminal law. They put more resources into chasing down people for growing and selling and having weed than any other crime in our country. It is a huge blight on what should be freedom in this world. And we fought them. We've been fighting them for a long, long time. Activists have been fighting for the truth about cannabis and to have an end to prohibition, an end to any criminalization for a long, long time. We've made serious gains. We've come a long way. They can't tell the same lies now that they've been telling for a long time. So they're still telling lies. They still say it hurts the developing brain. Bullshit, it does. Cannabinoids are in mother's milk. Cannabinoids are crucial to brain development, right from before you're born. So there's no magical age of 19 or 21 years old where all of a sudden you can tolerate cannabinoids. That's a bunch of bullshit coming from the medical profession to protect pharmaceutical companies. They got nothing. It doesn't make you lazy. It'll help you sleep if you're tired and you use a strain that helps you sleep. It'll help you clean your room and do your job and think real clearly if you use other strains and if you use them properly. There's no way it ever should have been prohibited. So we fought and we fought. And one of the things that we did in fighting for our rights to use cannabis, and mostly for medical reasons, we fought mostly for our brothers and sisters and our sons and daughters that are sick and that are suffering and can't, because that was what was the truth. And we blatantly and boldly opened. We put up signs and had storefronts and said, "Screw you to the man, we're selling cannabis." They came and shut down some dispensaries. They opened right back up the next day or the next afternoon, as has been our plan for a long time. We would not go away. We would not stop. And that's how we got to where we are. We preached for legalization for all of these years. We preached to legalize and regulate because that's what we thought we wanted. But instead what we got was legalized to be able to have it if you buy it from them and pay your fine up front. And anybody still growing or selling cannabis, just like they were before, is still a criminal. We didn't get legalization. We have not won this. We still need to keep going. But what we did was we opened dispensaries. Many, many brave people across this country, and especially in Vancouver, opened storefronts, blatantly against the criminal code, with no license from the city. We opened dispensaries to give our sick and suffering brothers and sisters, sons and daughters, a place to get cannabis medicine. And then came legalization. And they shut down all the dispensaries for medical reasons because they wanted to protect their non-medical recreational dispensaries. It's a horrible, horrible crime. And today with us today we have one of the movement to get cannabis to sick people. Jerry Martin opened a dispensary in Whitewood, Saskatchewan of all places. Right in the heart of the prohibitionists, where the RCMP are trained, where they're very conservative and you usually don't get away with such things. But Jerry is a brave, courageous, persistent human being that knew he was doing the right thing and thought that if he did it properly, that he'd be able to continue doing it. But legalization meant that he was ordered to shut down. He couldn't shut down. How can you shut down when you're serving people the medicine that's saving their lives? How can you stop helping those people when they've got no place to go? when you've come to know those people over the years, and they love you and thank you for what you're doing to save their lives and help them, and now you're going to tell them, sorry, I can't help you anymore because the government said I had to close down. No, you're not going to do that. You could not do that. Nobody with a conscience could ever do that. Never. So, what's he going to do? Stop selling weed illegally because it's illegal now, but it was illegal before and nothing's changed. The government told him before he was illegal. Now they're telling him now he can't do it because it's illegal. You're not going to stop. He couldn't stop. Nobody would stop. And so they arrested him. They seized his properties. And I'm going to bring him up here to tell you a little more about what's going on with him and what's been happening. But it's a huge case in Canada. He's launched a constitutional challenge with 2 other dispensary owners from Saskatchewan. That's before the courts now. We can't talk too much about that because there's a publication ban, can you imagine, where we can't even tell the public about what's happening in this court case that is so crucial to the health of us and our families. But anyway, Jerry Martin, come on up here, sir.
Yay! Thank you, Paul.
Hey, Jerry.
Hey, how you doing, brother?
Doing pretty good. You got to get this close to your mouth.
Yeah. I learned
So, how many years since they arrested you?
Almost 5.
Almost 5 years since they showed up at your dispensary and put you in handcuffs, and you've been facing that ever since.
Correct. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. It's been a long battle for sure, but it's almost over. 6 weeks to go.
6 weeks to go. So you had over 40 appearances to finally get your day in court. You got to put in your affidavit and then get cross-examined on it along with your applicants and a couple of doctors, some other people, someone from Health Canada. And so that's all been done. All that affidavit is in before the judge, or all those affidavits are in before the judge. The judge is considering all of that, considering the cross-examination, and September 15th and 16th?
I believe so. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
So September 15th and 16th, the final arguments will be heard in this case, and sometime after that, who knows how long, a decision will be rendered. But this is about people getting access for medical purposes and having a storefront to walk into. Tell us a little bit about why that's important.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So you know, a lot of people don't have money, especially in cities like this. A lot of people are homeless. A lot of people are illiterate. You know, they just don't have access to computers. So forcing people to order online and pay a surcharge and pay a mailing fee. Absolutely, a lot of people. Yeah. Generally, it's a class of people they're eliminating. It's not just people they're trying to eliminate. It's a particular class of people. Yeah.
Exactly, and these class of people that he's talking about don't have a lot of resources in many cases. Maybe their skin color is different in a lot of cases. All of these things are factoring in to how these laws are applied in our country here, and you're at the forefront of fighting that because that's very, very wrong, and I think that we can overturn that, and we'll see what happens. In the meantime, just briefly, just a couple more minutes. I'm sorry, Rhiannon. You look so beautiful standing there, by the way. I'm sure that everybody's enjoying that even without the music.
Yeah.
But, what is this about? What is all this about? This is about public servants, and before them, dictators, tyrants, pharaohs, kings, and queens. Those assholes. Those people that think they own us, telling us what we can and cannot do. But it goes beyond that. It goes way beyond that. Because what is it you're doing that they don't want you to do? You're ingesting a plant. You're ingesting the magical vapors of this particular plant and some other plants. Well, what is that about? Why would you do that? You're doing that to feel better, right? You're doing that to get high. And getting high means feeling good. Getting high, feeling good, loving the music, bopping along. The sunset looks gorgeous. Oh my goodness, I'm going to have a fabulous meal here. And cannabis helps with that because it helps frame your thoughts. It helps put you in a frame of mind. So what we are talking about with the attempt by our government to prohibit us, medicines, plant drugs, alter people's thinking. And that's what's being prohibited. They're telling you, you can't be high. It's wrong to be high. You can't feel that good. It's not okay to laugh at that as hard as you're laughing at that. That music shouldn't make the hair on the back of your neck stand up so strong. It's not okay to feel that good. That's what they're telling you. The psychedelics are not dangerous if done properly. We're all adults. We're not stupid. People have been using these things for a very long time. We got people who will tell us what the proper ways to use things are. And even used improperly, the psychedelics kill very, very few people. All of those illegal drugs kill very few people compared to commercial tobacco, which is available in drugstores, grocery stores, and gas stations everywhere in this country. Alcohol, pharmaceutical drugs, all easily available. But don't you be altering your mind with mushrooms or LSD or cannabis. That's what it's about. And that drives me nuts, to drive all of us nuts, that these bloody public servants that we pay out of our pockets to serve us are going to tell us that we can't have things that we think will help make. That's the way out of PTSD. That's the way out of depression. That's the way out of addiction. That's the way out of all these other problems that we have. The mushrooms, the other psychedelics work for many, many people. They might work for you. And who is a public servant or even a king or a pharaoh to say that you can't help yourself feel better? You're not allowed to think those thoughts. It's about thought control. That's what this is about. That's what our fight is about for the legalization of drugs, is about thoughts and freedom of thoughts. And Jerry, I'm sorry to take up the whole mic, but yeah, a couple more minutes. Jerry is working.
Again, a couple more minutes.
Jerry has been working on this idea for a long time. And I want him to tell you where he's at with it, because he's been at the forefront of trying to push forward on the idea that adult human beings deserve the right to make their own choices about what we put into our bodies and how we want our minds to work and what type of a mood we'd like to be in. So where are you at with this, Jerry?
Yeah. So I've created a company. Is this thing on? Yeah. Yeah. So I've created a company, MindTech Therapeutics, and we're going to develop, LSD drugs, MDMA drugs, 5-MeO-DMT, my personal favorite, drugs for mental health, basically. There, you can hear me better now. Well, not just to microdosing. There's a lot of benefit to megadosing as well. Microdelics is more the microdosing, but the new company will develop all kinds of different drugs for different applications. But our main focus too is to do a freedom of thought case. No one's ever done a freedom of thought case in Canada, maybe the world. So we're going to challenge that in the courts, and we're going to try and legalize and decriminalize psychedelics. We don't want to see the same shit as cannabis again. So, yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah. In the future, we're just finalizing a couple of deals. Doctor at Toronto is going to be our MD, and then we're just partnering with a lab, which I can't mention quite yet. But that's looks like it's going at as well. So we'll have a full in-house biopharmaceutical team, and we're going to use the evidence based from that, challenge the government.
Very, very cool. Thanks, Jerry. Thanks for that. You can check this out, mindtech.ca at Microdelics. And, there'll be lots coming on down the road. They're going to do some studies on people. Maybe they want your personal stories, how it's helped you, and all those sorts of things. So keep track of all of that. Thank you so much. We got Spock coming up. Yeah, come on. You guys know Spock. Give it up for Spock. She's going to just rock your socks off. I've known Rihanna for a very long time, and she is the bomb.